few more numbers, everyone, just to give you a heads up.
But I need to exercise. Well, because there's like some type of fires, so they cut the street.
Emergency vehicles out there. I know that, just have a fire truck and come back.
So they cut the street off, so you only have like a small option and they were all gone. Whatever, I need the room.
That's all right.
Are we on the?
Yeah, I'm ready if you are.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna open the meeting for the July 23rd, 2026 Hcdpa Board of Directors. Logan, can I get a roll call?
Yep. Board Member Ferris,
Present.
Board Member Vogel,
Here.
Board Member Maranti,
Here?
Board Member Roney,
Here.
and Board Member Smith.
Here.
Thank you. First thing is the minutes that we get a chance to, it's the June, it's actually the May minutes that we're going to be approving. So can I get a motion to approve the May minutes if there's no changes?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You can still, I don't know, that's a good question. If someone's absent for the minutes of the previous meeting, can they vote on those minutes?
Yes, they can review it.
Yeah, because you
I mean,
still.
they're
Review
just
the
accepting
video.
the minute, they're just accepting the minutes,
Don't know
right?
how that lines up to what I expect.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
minutes
no,
are the
I was
minutes,
curious.
right?
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Got it.
Okay. And we have the admin report.
Yep, so my first and main thing on the admin report is the RFP. What I basically did, was looking at those May minutes, trying to add, people's comments in sort of concrete ways, number of changes, make sure I got all the language. Chris sent and gave us, verbally as well. And then there's some things that are undecided, but maybe we'll get to those second. First off, does anyone feel like anything is missing, from the conversation or other sort of thoughts about the RFP?
No, I felt like you got everything. And I appreciate the work that everyone did on it. It looked great.
Thanks. The other thing, Chris, did you feel with the comments you had made that I sufficiently incorporated that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the other thing, let me share my screen so I can kind of see what we're looking at. So the blanks, when to issue the RFP, how much time to give people, site visit, I'm just gonna pick out a day that works for me, maybe 1 month after we issue the RFP, so I can make sure people know about it, see it, and then, try to get the best turnout for that. That was my thinking there. Interviews, when we want to do them, how would they want to be conducted? And I have a question for anticipated award, but that's kind of within the other things I highlighted. So what are some thoughts about, maybe first let's go timeline. How much time do we want to give people?
We kind of know that we have at least 2 interested parties.
Yeah, I think I'll end up sending it to about 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Now,
I think pretty good. 30 to 60 days, probably.
Yeah, I think 2 months seems reasonable based on.
Especially if we already have people sent this.
In that RFI, yeah.
Well, are you saying 60 days altogether, or are you saying 60 days for submission with a site visit halfway through? Because you want to allow a site visit pretty early in the process so people can, figure out what their questions are and, submit their questions, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
So then do you guys feel like we should do 90 days, and then we can have like a 30-day time frame for a site period? Because technically we would need like 30 days to figure out the dates, because all of us do like so much already, you know what I mean?
I think for the site visit, I was just planning on being there. Everyone's welcome.
No, I love that, yeah. And if you're ready to go, you're ready to go. I was
Yeah, I
thinking
mean-
every 30 days.
This is just
If
for
you're
the
ready.
one property, right? So it's, it's there, it's 238 Columbia. So what I'm hearing is, so site visit around 30 days out from now, and then 60 days post-site visit, the application date, the deadline.
yeah,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
because
reasonable.
we're only talking about what, one property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
38.
We could even probably break it up even more and say like, after the site visit, we have a 30-day period, we can submit questions.
Mhm.
And then 60 days, like your final deadline for your submission.
Hmm.
Just
Say that again. So 30 days after site visit, you have to have your questions submitted.
submit it just so there's enough time for us to.
Respond to any questions.
And then another 30 days is the final deadline for your final submissions.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
So we're
This
back
is
to
like,
90 days.
just
Yeah.
giving them
Yeah.
instruction.
30.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one's waiting until the last minute.
How does the information exchange occur? Do they contact you individually, or do we have an information session where we invite all interested potential applicants to come so everybody's getting the same thing at the same time, or?
On
So
the, go ahead.
Typically,
Chris.
questions are submitted in writing, and then they're responded to. Everyone gets a copy of a joint response to questions. So because everyone should get the same information at the same time. In a construction project, you often have a site meeting with the engineer holding the meeting and answering questions. But this is, real estate is probably a little bit different, and you probably want to get questions in writing.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. So should I pick a day for the site visit now so we can firm up that timeline to?
If it works for you, for sure, because you said that you're gonna be the ones on, so whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Would Michelle want to be involved in the site visit? Because I think you've done a lot of the preliminary stuff. No?
I do think 90 days is a bit long,
You think it's long?
but also we factor that like there's not enough get to do the after, then you have people, you're talking about now like the New Year's since the RFQ was out. It's just a long time, I think it's the availability of interest and stuff and shit. Plus,
Yeah. So then the question is how to time the response to questions so that we could shorten that window if we want to do that.
Then do we move up the site visit? Like, let's say, 2 weeks, 15 days after the RFP is issued, and then provide folks 15, 20 days following that. So then we still work inside a 2 month window.
That sounds good. Especially since it's only one piece of property
Yeah.
as well. It's not like we're dealing with a bunch of them.
Okay, so today is the 23rd.
I guess like the main questions that are asked is like, if it's clear the city's owned the property for a long time. There's no. It's kind of cost wise, not cost wise.
So let's say if we like formally issue the RFP next Monday,
Mhm.
and then I think how long out I should put my site visit, but I have Mondays open, so I could do it exactly 2 weeks after that,
Mhm,
which would be the 10th.
mhm.
So that'd be issuing the 27th. Site visit the 10th, and then that 27th of July. So we just could give them all of August, and we could just say you have till the end of September, September 30th. Does
But you
something
wanna
like
do-
that make sense?
Then you just need a question deadline, right?
Right.
First, the question deadline.
Couple weeks maybe after your site visit.
Yeah, that would work.
Logan, this is what, 2:30, right?
2:38, yeah.
Now, when's the last time you driven by or?
Paying attention. I mean, I'm around it all the time, but I don't think about it. Not recently that I've looked. If the question is whether there's cars on that property.
Right.
A lot of items.
There are some cars in the rear of the property.
A lot of it has been removed though, but I just went by it the other day to check it out as well, and there's still some things, but not as much as he had on it.
Okay,
So I can tell someone definitely spoke to him, because a lot of the cars and a lot of his property has got off there, but it is still a few things on there. Definitely did see that.
I think before we do any site visits, I think we need to get removed and signs up, because otherwise we don't know what's leaking or whatever, and that might be an issue, right?
Mhm.
We don't know if there's oil leak, so I think we should make sure that property is clean. I mean, one, for liability.
yeah,
So I don't know if we should get signage up, private property, so we have those removed, before we do any site visits.
yeah. So how about this? We're issuing next Monday, July 27th. I can run by his house and, yeah, no,
Probably
darn, give him a heads
Text
up.
message to let you know how many cars there are.
Yeah,
Yeah, got a neighbor.
that's true. Maybe I'll borrow,
I
yeah.
will not be talking to them.
Do you have it fenced at this point? Do you have it fenced, or is there a way that you can block access so that you can prevent further
Rob,
access?
see if you can do a snow fence or something, see if he
Right.
has something that can help us out with.
Right,
Snow fence on it. And maybe I can talk to HPD to see if they can give them a warning that they're gonna be towed or whatever, because technically, if it's on city property, it's illegal, right, to be parked there.
well, it's HCDP property, but,
Well, yes, HPD, right, well, it's private
Yeah.
property, yeah.
but it would be, it would be wise to block it if it's still open to people getting in there.
Mhm.
Okay, so issuing 27th. I'm happy to knock on his door, at least initially, instead of having a cop show up or whatever, and then, Dominic, if you can reach out to Rob about that. And, we can go from there. We don't need a vote specifically to deal with that, but, go about it. I can go about it first and do that. So just to repeat, this gives us issuing July 27th, site visit August 10th. Questions September 1st, deadline, application deadline September 30th. Does that make sense to everyone?
Makes sense to me.
Okay. So I think did I cover all my? As long as everything else looks good, I think that fills in all the blanks. So should we do a vote to issue the RFP
For sure.
with those dates?
Does that sound good, Chris?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, can I get a motion to issue the RFP? Logan has graciously put together. Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor? Motion passed. Anyone opposed? No. Okay.
Okay, and that brings me to my other admin, portion. So the other properties, went back and forth with, Concra. They don't do title searches, so they didn't have anything. They pointed me to SMPR title search. I don't know if other people are familiar. I am not. I couldn't find any, conversation with them for my email inbox. I did reach out to them. Haven't heard back about whether they did a title search. Does that name sound familiar? I guess I'm asking Ravonda and Dominic because you guys have been there long. It's, I had the full name.
Yeah, Sneerager Monahan, Provost and Redgrave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not ringing any bells.
Are you familiar with that, Chris?
Oh, sure, of course.
Okay.
But I don't know that, are you saying, did they do a search for any of these properties before I was involved? I don't know, right? So,
Yeah.
and you're not seeing, you said you're not seeing in the emails, you have emails from Sarah? Is that what you
Yeah.
have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there was nothing that it appears that she did beforehand? That's what you think? Yeah, you can talk to anybody there and they can look it up and see if anybody's done a search for you, but who would I suggest? Well, you know, they have an office in Hudson, but so you could try calling the Hudson office. They do most of their work out of Albany these days, and they close stuff in Hudson. So,
Okay.
but you can contact one of their account people and ask them if they've got a, you know, if they did a search for Hcdpa. Might be tough for them to know that if they don't have the title number, but you know, you can ask them and see what they say.
Yeah.
And give them the time frame, you know, give them the time frame. That would help.
Yeah. A time frame to, when they did.
You know, during which you might have made the request, because I assume it would have been while Sarah was here, right?
Yeah. Or
Brenda.
Brenda.
Or Brenda. Okay. Well, then that's a longer period, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would have thought that if they had had one, they would have given it to Concra. Because usually if you have a title search, that's something that you would share with your appraiser. And I would have thought that Sarah would have shared it with me if she had done one, but you know, I can't be sure.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go back to Concra as well too, and you know, because they were like, oh, we don't do title searches, and maybe they're misinterpreting my question of whether one was ever shared with them. And,
Yeah, maybe they have one in the file.
Yeah, they can do a check there. Okay, that's helpful. So
But
that's
I
where
have a
that.
feeling, I think Sarah would have probably, again, I think if they had done one, I would think that that would have been front and center with the information that was provided, you know. So I think maybe they decided they didn't want to spend the money on it back then,
Yeah,
you know, is what I'm thinking.
makes sense. I mean, that's where we're at now. So
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yep.
Okay, so that covers my admin report, which brings us on to the financials. Me and Joe reconciled today, so that was good. And so I have two invoices, one that, you know, for that June meeting and one leading up to this. RCMP, it says 4 invoices, they always invoice by subject. So HHA contract general, and again, HHA, so 2 months. And then the Housing Justice Director Q2 salary reimbursement.
Okay. Can I get a motion to pay our invoices?
I'll make that motion.
Second? Any opposed? Favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
And so no resolutions or motions, already covered RFP. So that brings us to the Housing Trust Fund.
Could I, I'm sorry, could I just, I really apologize, but could I just ask you to come closer to the microphone? Because I don't think anybody can hear you from online. Thank you.
Can't Randall Martin submitted a letter of interest to serve on the shift committee. So we have one vacancy to fill. So ask if you guys could consider that today. I shared the minutes from our last two meetings. We've been really good discussions. We're planning some kind of, kind of like an outreach event, hopefully talking in August, something, we've got a bunch of ideas we're thinking about, but something that kind of shares, like tenant right information or housing resources in a way that's a little more inviting than just like a webinar or something. And then Hudson Roots is down to its last $1,000, because this year, we got, it was funded 20,000 instead of 50 like previous years. And the promise thought they would be getting more funds from other places, and they haven't yet. There's still possibilities, but at the moment there's only about 1,000 remaining. So they're trying to stretch it as far as it can. But that is just gonna make it harder to help people in the coming months. I'm gonna see if maybe we can move the budget around and add something, but, and we had 2 households since our last meeting who utilized the funds. And again, Alice kind of went through the other channels, source of funds, and to help folks. And so those 2 people, one was about just like decreased work hours, using assistance, and the other was kind of relying on a family member to help pay rent until they moved out. They're looking for some support while they found more funds. And that is it.
So, first thing, can I get a motion to accept Randall Martin as a member of the HTF board? Are we okay with that? So I would have to do, just approve it, Chris?
Yep, committee, yes.
Can I get a motion for Randall to be on the HTF board?
Does that go to the common council or
No.
just us?
No, we're a separate entity.
I'll make that motion.
Second? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay. One of the things with reading through the minutes, it seems like you're still having a problem with a quorum. Is this gonna help? It's just number 6? Would be Randall be number 6?
Yeah.
So just to get it back on track for the quorum.
Yeah, I mean, the common council president hasn't been attending any meetings, so that makes it hard because the council starts not having a full quorum. But we can do it about that.
And I think, and the other ones are ex officio is Jeff Dodson. That's your other. Is it, because I know that it's crunch time for 2027 budget, right? As you're preparing, is there any barriers of thoughts? Because I mean, the current count is pretty bare, right?
Yeah, we're moving down the seed funds. We're doing our budget workshop next month, so we'll present a couple options, and then we'll share that with you all prior to the September meeting deadline.
Great, thank you. Any other questions or? Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
And that's everything I have on the agenda. So any new business?
Anyone have any new business? Okay. There's no new business, any comment on anything on the agenda? Anyone online?
No hands raised.
Okay. If no questions, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
All in favor? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.